Peace, family. Peace. Family, come on in. Let's have a chin wag. Okay, let's talk about what just happened last Sunday, just gone. At Speaker's Corner, I went down and I had a few conversations with a few people. It was interesting. I I and myself, me and I had a conversation with Bob the Builder. Darren Jury was good. For the second time, we spoke about Jesus Christ's resurrection, why you would believe it, and also whether or not Jesus Christ is coming back. I don't know whether or not you guys saw it. If you didn't see it, head over to either Soko Films or Content Over Everything, and you can see, yeah, you can see that debate there. I also had a debate with Ali Dawah again, which was interesting. This time, Ali Dawah was talking about the age of consent for Aisha and whether or not it's okay for a 50-year-old man to have sex with a 9-year-old girl. Whether it's okay for a 50-year-old man to have sex with a 9-year-old girl. What do you think Mr. Ali Dimwit said? What do you think? Do you think he said no, it's not okay? Or do you think he tried to defend the fact that his prophet had sex with a 9-year-old girl? If you haven't... Oh, is the stream slowing down, family? Don't say that. No, it can't be slowing down. Yeah, he was saying a 9-year-old has to be mentally, physically, sexually ready or something like that. And I was just wondering what 9-year-old is physically ready for penetration. Because I said I've never met a 9-year-old yet. I've never met a 9-year-old yet that is ready for penetration. I just haven't. And I don't know anyone that has. However, I guess in the case of, defending your prophet, yeah, I guess you can make a case for this, as I said, a super 9-year-old, one that's nothing like anything we've ever seen before. This 9-year-old was is something like you've never seen before. So she was ready to be penetrated by this 50-year-old man. And Rajiv was also there. Black guy called Rajiv. He wears a hat that says blacked on it. And it's just interesting to watch him ask the question, what's wrong? What's wrong with having sex with a 9-year-old? And in my head, I'm like, if I've got to explain to a grown man why it's not okay to have sex with a 9-year-old girl, then I don't know what else I can really say to that man. I don't know what I'd say to that man. Like, if I've got to explain to you as a man myself, I've got to explain to you as another man why it's not okay for you to have sex with a 9-year-old girl. I've got to be the one to explain that to you. But it made me think. It made me think, and I tell you what it made me think about. I call this the Alhamdulillah virus, right? This is what I call it. I call it the Alhamdulillah virus. And these people literally need to be told what to do and not what to do. And it must be in a book. This is because you're dealing with a simpleton now. You're dealing with a simple-minded individual who needs to be told in a book what to do. Okay, don't murder the guy next to you. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm not going to murder him. That's literally how simple these people are. Otherwise, they'd just be murdering the person next to them. You need a book to tell you that. Really? You're that thick. You are that dumb that you need a book to tell you not to have sex with a 9-year-old girl or to have sex with a 9-year-old girl. And I said to myself, when you go to their Quran, it actually states that these people were burying their daughters alive in the desert. They were literally burying their own daughters alive in the desert. And that got me thinking. I was like, well, and then they said, oh, we were doing that before Islam, and when Muhammad came, he changed it all. So I said to myself, hang on a minute. So you need someone to tell you not to bury your own daughter, like not to kill your own baby. Is that what you're telling me? If you're telling me that you need someone to come to you, if your baby's just been born and you've put it in the ground, okay, and you're now putting sand on that baby and that baby is screaming out, is there nothing inside your head, heart, or your soul that says, maybe this is wrong? Maybe this is wrong. No, you need a man to come from God to tell you, hey, don't do that. And then you're like, oh, okay. I thought there was something wrong with this, actually. I heard the screams, yeah, I saw the death, but there was something that wasn't quite matching up. But you, Muhammad, you made me see that it was wrong. Thanks, dude. Now, this says to me that the person you're dealing with, by default, by their default position, is a savage. That's what it says to me. Because for me, only a savage needs to be told not to kill their own child. Only a savage needs to be told, don't have sex with a 9-year-old girl. For me, only a savage needs to be told that. Okay? So you're literally dealing with the people that their default position is savagery. So I thought to myself, and I said, you know what? If that book is the only thing keeping your ass in line from killing babies and having sex with whoever, keep it. Please, keep that book. Because that's the only thing keeping you from just being a fucking crazy man. You're literally telling me that if you never had this book, you'd be doing some real fucked up shit. And what's very interesting is even with the book, they're doing some real fucked up shit. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just wondering what will civilize this savage, because the book hasn't been able to do so. Women are still being treated effed up. They're still throwing acid on women. They're still beating their women. They're still having sex with 9-year-old girls. They're still trying to bring in laws that are going to stone people to death for adultery, you know, and chop off people's hands. The book literally cannot civilize them. It's not possible. I don't know what's going to civilize this savage behavior, but it ain't going to be no book, because even when they got the book, they're still savages. So I don't know, this Alhamdulillah virus, it seems like it's just in them. I don't know. It seems like it's just in them. Because I'm speaking to Ali Dawah and Rajiv, and I'm seriously wondering what the hell's going on in their head as to why they would be defending this. Why they would be defending this kind of behavior. And it's literally, and then they brought in the argument of what Ali did. Oh, but 12-year-olds back in in medieval times were getting married. I'm like, yeah, they were. But now in 2018, we've realized that was fucked up. Because we move with the times. We get smarter as human beings. I was 15 once. Not as smart as I am. At 15, I wasn't this smart. Because I got smarter. Right? Because I learned things during the world. I experienced the world. I analyzed things. I'm now this age. And I know I don't do the same shit that I used to do when I was 15. Ali Dawah actually said, oh, but it was legal and it was normal for them to do this in this time. I said, bro, I didn't say this, but I think to myself now, do you know that at one point in time it was actually legal and normal to sell Africans as slaves? By British law, legal, normal, across the board. Cool, we can do that, guys. You know what happened? People got smarter and said, you know what, hang on. No, these are actually human beings. We can't keep doing this. This is wrong. It's morally wrong. We can't do it. Because people start to think, they start to grow. Slavery is not okay now because people realized what it done to human beings. They analyzed the effects, psychological, physical, and said, you know what? It's wrong. Having sex with a 12-year-old girl, same thing. No longer do it. They're not mentally ready. They're not able to give consent. They haven't experienced the world yet. We're not going to do it. When it comes to you, oh, no, but it was legal. Bro, you know how much shit has been legal in the past? Just because something's legal, bro, doesn't mean that the shit is morally correct. Bro, there's some legal loopholes in the current system right now that is fuckery. It's leaving people in debt. It's leaving people dead. There's all kinds of legal things that are going on right now, yeah, that are legal. But are they morally correct? Are the act, when you really analyze the act, is it okay to really be doing that stuff? So if your argument for it being okay is, oh, it was legal, I'm like, bro, slavery was legal. Do you know what I mean? Whipping and enslaving another human being was actually legal at one point. So we've had a lot of stuff that's been legal, mate, but we got smarter. That's all I'm saying. On the conversation that I had with Bob the Builder, though, it was interesting to me because I feel like I brought a verse from the Bible that shows that Jesus Christ isn't coming back. Matthew 24. Okay, Matthew 24. If you read it, Jesus Christ is on the Mountain of Olives and his disciples come to him and say, what shall be the signs of your coming and the end of the world? How will we know that you'll be coming? And Jesus Christ lists all of these things that they are going to see, and then says, yeah, that's how you shall know my coming. And I'm saying, well, his disciples are now dead, and that means they must have witnessed that coming. They must have witnessed it, because Jesus Christ said to them, you're going to witness it. That was an interesting conversation. I also had a conversation with a guy about nationalism, because I think he was a little bit scared about what nationalism was from a black standpoint. And I will say this, I think people get scared of black nationalists because they say, oh, you're a black supremacist, and I was trying to analyze that too. But the reason why I think people get scared of black nationalism is because nationalism has literally had one face that we can see in the Western world. And that one face would be white nationalism. And white nationalism has normally come along with, I don't know, burning of crosses, Jim Crow, white supremacy, lynchings, you know, all kinds of stuff. So when people hear nationalists, they're like, oh my God, maybe he's gonna do all that shit. And I'm like, nah, I ain't got time for that shit, bro. Yeah, I ain't got time for that. I'm talking about social economic nationalism. I'm talking about politicking, race-first politics. And I'm saying, I was explaining to this guy, and I was trying to explain exactly what my nationalism is, right? And I think he got it. And I was just saying, listen, the Jews are currently practicing nationalism. The Chinese are currently practicing nationalism. The Japanese, I said, it's no different from what they're doing. You know, no one's out to get the white man. Like, that's not what my nationalism is. But I am going to say, yeah, I'm going to look after my house first. And I think during the conversation, he was like, oh, but you're excluding everyone else. You're excluding everyone else. And I was like, bro, I'm not in your family business. Like, I'm literally not in I'm not in anyone on the stream's family business. If you and your family are having a conversation and I'm like, how you doing, guys? You're gonna be like, who invited this dude? What's he doing here? Like, you guys are talking family stuff that's trying to help push your family forward. What am I doing there? Why must I come into the conversation? And I think for me, after analysing, I think it's a paranoia thing. I think it's paranoia. I think people are paranoid that someone's plotting against them, someone's scheming against them, all this kind of stuff. And I'm just saying, listen, me personally, I haven't got time to be catering to other people's paranoia. I don't. I've got real shit to deal with. I've got a black community that's in, you know, disarray to some degree. I've got to deal with them. I can't be dealing with them and be dealing with your paranoia. I can't. Do you know what I'm saying? So while I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm saying, listen, bro, seriously, your paranoia and your feelings that you feel like might be going on, that's not my concern. It's really not my concern. I'm not. It's not. And I'm saying, Darren Drew says, I'm nationalist, but I'm not white supremacist. Right. So if now, as Darren Jury says, if I now said to you, Darren Jury, all the meetings that you got to have as a white nationalist, yeah, to forward white people or European people, I want to sit in on those meetings. Me. You're gonna be like, yeah, but we're not even talking about you, Sarah. We're not even talking about Gambia or, you know, Zimbabwe. We're not even talking about you. Why are you sitting in? I'm like, yeah, well, you're paranoid, just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure you ain't plotting and scheming. And it's like, but hang on a minute, you ain't got time to be catering to my paranoia. You got serious shit to work out for your people. Why would you care about what Sarah Garvey has to say at that point in time? I really don't think you should care about what I have to say, because I'm not contributing to why not would you want to come along. If it concerned me, I'd come along. But if it's family business, then it's family business. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it concerned me, if you were specifically talking about me, then yes, I'd want to be involved. But if we're not talking about you and it's got nothing to, if it's got nothing to do with you, then it's got nothing to do with you. What's with the paranoia? What's with, oh, but you might be. Listen, bro, I ain't got time for might be. Yeah. Listen, the Chinese might be having a meeting right now about France. They might be. But do we know that they are? Does that mean France has to sit in on every Chinese meeting to make sure that, you know, the Chinese aren't planning something against France? Bro, we ain't got time for that. We can't police people's, like, nationalism. We can't do that. Let Chinese do for... The Chinese are forward in their nation right now. And, you know, they're a major world player. Good on them. Good on them. You know? You got the European Union forming, right? You got the European Union forming, you know, bloody Japan's not asking to be in on bloody, you know, European Union meetings. You know, you guys have that meeting, what they call, what is it, the G8 or the G10, where you have like the major players that come together to talk about what's going on in the countries and how you can do that. You have that meeting already. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when you have that meeting, when you have all the different, you know, delegates from all the different top countries. That's cool. But, you know, if that country in itself is having a meeting to try and further what's going on with the people in their country and the nation, that's really not your concern. I'm just saying, it's family business. And that doesn't mean they're bloody plotting and scheming on you, you know? It just doesn't mean that. I think people are very paranoid nowadays about, you know, people plotting and scheming. It's like, bro, you're not that, like, half the time, you're not even that important. You know, like, you're not even that important for me to be mentioning you in the meeting that I'm having with my family. Like, oh yeah, what we got on the agenda today, guys? Oh yeah, we got, all right, economic base, Uncle Ralph needs to do this, oh yeah, and China's feelings. Yeah, that's on the agenda. No, that's not on the agenda, okay? You're not that important. You're not on the agenda. We got shit to deal with in our meeting, and I'm sure you have. So don't worry about, you know, what's going on. Don't worry. It's not, that doesn't really concern you, okay? So, you know, yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. I was trying to make the guy in the actual conversation understand exactly what my type of nationalism was. I think I explained it to him, but good enough. I think he got it. But yeah, Speaker's Corner was yo, Titans TV's in the building. What's good, bro? I think the Speaker's Corner on Sunday was alright, actually. It was good. It was cool. It was cool. I had a few conversations with a few people. I also had a conversation with this biblical guy, this guy from the Bible, that said the world is actually, oh no, America is coming to an end in October 2019. It's very specific. He was very specific as to when the end of America was. He said October 2019. So I'm just letting you guys know, you better get to, if you got to take a holiday to America, just let it be done before October 2019, because that's it for you, man. That's it. America's finished. We're on October 2019. So I think it was a guy called Moses said, all right, then if it's October 2019, then what day? What month? I'm sorry, what hour? You know, like, because it seems very specific. Like, I don't know how these people that talk about the end of the world come to these, like, these dates. I think it's very interesting that the people have these dates that, yo, the world's going to end on so-and-so. I remember when the world was going to end on the year 2000. I remember that. I remember, what was it? And 2012. Do you remember 2012? 2012 was the Mayan calendar, the world was going to end. Then it was, you know, 2000 before that, the world was going to end. It's like, oh, guys, like, seriously, the world, listen, the planet's been there for a very, very long time. Human beings might find a way to kill themselves off, but the world, that's probably going to be here for a very, very long time. Do you know what I mean? Your world might end because you might, you know, launch a bloody nuclear missile and kill everyone, but the planet's going to keep going. So when you say the end of the world, like, what do you actually mean? Do you mean like that a meteor is going to smash into Earth and just totally like disintegrate the Earth or something. I don't know, man. Lex says he was a Hebrew Israelite. Was he? No. The thing is, I asked him if he was a Hebrew Israelite. He said no. And I asked him again. I was like, because this sounds like Hebrew Israelite teaching, and he was like, it's not. And I was like, okay, because normally the Hebrew Israelites that say that stuff, you know. But then, you know, I'm sure there's been like many pastors in America that have predicted the end of the world and it's gone. I remember there was one pastor who said the world was going to end on a certain date, and then when it didn't happen, he had this whole congregation like sell their friggin' houses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Sell their cars. They were like, yeah, the end of the world's coming. And he convinced them to sell their houses, and they were like, it doesn't matter now, you know, we're going to go up in the rapture and Jesus is going to come back. And I was like, oh shit, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It was like, oh God, like, the end of the world ain't coming, people. Like, you know, it's not coming. It's not that deep. Your world might come to an end, meaning, you know, we're all gonna die at some point. We're all gonna die at some point. But the actual world dying or coming to an end, nah, I don't believe it. So yeah, that was like a basic roundup of Speaker's Corner on Sunday, and it was a warm day. It was a nice day. I thought I'd go and inject some life into Speaker's Corner Sunday. On a side note, over the weekend, 72 people were shot in Chicago, 13 died. So, you have to think about that. Over a weekend, 72 people were shot in Chicago, 13 died. And I remember doing a Black Lives Matter video, and Black Lives Matter didn't turn up for that. Because I think Black Lives Matter, someone told me Black Lives Matter only turns up when it's a police officer that has shot a black person. And it was like, that's an interesting organization for me, Black Lives Matter. You know, like you care about when police shoot black people, and I'm not saying police shooting black people is a good thing, don't get me wrong, but like, where's the organization on that scale that cares about when black people are shooting black people? That's all. Because Black Lives Matter is a very world-renowned organization. Where's the organization that is world-renowned that actually stops black people killing other black people? I don't know. People wonder why. Oh, on another stance. Sorry, on another side note, Theresa May tweeted, was it yesterday? She wants to thank Jamaicans for the contribution that because of Jamaican independence, and she tweeted that she wants to thank the Jamaicans for the contribution that they've made to the country. And I was like, this woman's taking the actual piss, as if the Windrush scandal ain't a fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a piss take. You know, like this. And I said to somebody, Jamaicans, when they came over here and they worked in the NHS, they worked on London Underground, they worked on the bus services, predominantly. They paid fucking taxes, yeah, and they contributed to this country. And what you decided to do, the British government, was attempt to deport the children of those parents who contributed to your society. You attempted to do that. Muslim immigrants come here, they get free money, free place to stay. Then now they've got Sharia courts in certain parts of the country. And the children of those people, in some instances, the children of those people blow up people on the same underground station and the same buses that the Jamaicans worked on for decades. But you wanted to deport the Jamaicans' children. You didn't want to deport the Muslims' children. You wanted to deport the Jamaicans' children who actually contributed to society. But the Muslims' children who came here and wanted to blow up the shit, oh no, you don't want to deport them. This is why I said to people, this is why I take a black nationalist stance. Not because I hate anyone, but simply because black people get the shit end of the stick a lot of times. A lot of times. So we can actually contribute to this country like that for decades, and you want to deport our children. But Muslim immigrants can come over and their children can actually want to blow the fuck up out of your country, and those people ain't getting deported. Bro. If you lot can't see the fucking play here, then I don't know what else to say. If you can't see the play, then you're blind. Because black people have never asked for a fucking court, yeah, to only deal with their issues. We've never asked for that, okay? Black people in this country, yeah, have literally, whether you agree or not, they've actually paid taxes and contributed to society. That's what they've actually done. That's what they've actually done. So they're not, we want to deport people's children because, oh, they were immigrants and we can't find their papers and da-da-da-da and all this kind of shit. You don't have that kind of, story now when other people that actually want to blow your country up and have sleeper cells and shit, you don't want to deport them. Nah, we'll keep them. We'll keep those guys. But let's deport the children of the people who actually fucking contributed to the country. You're a fucking joke, man. I'm telling you, this country can be a fucking joke sometimes. It really can be. But, hey, it is what it is. Didn't they deny Gurkhas who helped in the wars too? Probably. It's crazy, man. So the way this country goes on sometimes is actually crazy. I said I don't have a quote unquote victim mentality. I'm not saying, oh, woe is me and I can't do anything and blah, blah, blah. I'm just literally seeing the play. I'm watching it. I'm like, this is some bullshit. This is really some bullshit. I've actually got a voice and I can speak. This is really some bullshit though. You know? This is really some bullshit. How are you going to do that? How are you going to try and deport the children of people who actually contributed to this society, but not want to deport the children of people who wanted to blow the fuck up out of this country? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to deport anyone. I'm not saying deport all Muslims, and that's actually not what I'm saying. I'm saying the fact that you thought to yourself, the first people at the top of your list, if you're going to deport, would be these people, boggles my mind. Because I can think of some other people, if I was in the government and I was thinking, and I was that sinister, and I was saying, who are we going to deport? It wouldn't be the people that contribute to society. It'd probably be the people that don't contribute to society. Right? It would probably be the people that don't contribute to. If I run a country and I look at the amount of people that are contributing to my country, and I look at the amount of people that are not contributing to my country or hate my country, I know exactly who I'm going to deport. Sorry. Not sorry. But I know exactly who I'd think about deporting. But they didn't think about that. I said again, I'm not saying to deport anyone. People are here, they're here, you're going to have to roll and see what you're going to do. But the way in which they went about that shit was fucked up. It was fucked up. But yeah, family, I think that's my contribution for today. I'm going to get back to selling these methamphetamines to these middle class white ladies, as I normally do. They buy in bulk, you know, so I've got to be on my game. If you guys don't know what sarcasm is, then don't even come to my live stream, please. Don't come to my live stream. But yeah, fam, you still using heroin? Yeah, just occasionally. Just to, you know, get me through the day. Only on Sundays, when I go to Speaker's Corner, I use a heroin. That's the only time. Other than that, I like to dabble in a little bit of angel dust, you know, a bit of PCP. I'm joking, guys. But yeah, oh God, family. Enjoy your day. Peace, family. Peace.